iOS 17 came out in September of this year, and while it is not this big, insane update, I do really love the features that we got with iOS 17. And I've been learning more over the last couple of months that I've been playing around with it, but there are a lot of people that I know who are not updated yet. So I wanted to make this video not only to share my favorite features that I've found within this update, but also as hopefully a list of reasons why to convince you, if you're not updated, why you should update. And there's a lot of these features that actually go across devices. So they're available in iPadOS, macOS, and of course iOS, but this video is just specifically talking about like the iOS realm of things. So if you want to get excited about iOS 17, maybe find some features that you haven't noticed yet if you're updated, or if you're not updated, maybe find a good reason why you should update. This is the video for you. I hope you enjoy, and without further ado, here are 8 reasons why you should update to iOS 17, also known as 8 of my favorite iOS 17 features. So the first feature I have is offline maps in Apple Maps. And the reason why offline maps is something I consider my #1 feature on this list is because I've been waiting years for this to be a thing. It's been on Google Maps for a while, and honestly, ever since living in the UK, I've had Google Maps on my phone because even though I don't prefer that as my main map service, when I've been traveling internationally, it's what I've been using because I've been able to download the maps offline. Now, when you're in a new place, you are often using your maps to like navigate to your hotel or points of interest or just finding food. But the thing about using your maps is it takes up so many gigabytes of your data. Like that is gonna be probably when you're traveling, the thing that sucks up the most data from your phone plan. And so while I'm traveling, there's gonna be a myriad of reasons why I need to use my data. And I don't wanna eat that all up just trying to get around on my travels. So let me show you how to do it. I have the map of Amsterdam up in front of me. And if you look underneath the city, it says there's a little download button. And when I click on that, it kind of gives me this frame that I can then zoom in or out and select what map I want to use. So Holland is overall a pretty small country. So I can actually zoom out and get, am I getting the whole country in there? Yep, I think I'm getting the whole country of Holland in this map. The country is so tiny. That's where my family is from. And so you can see if I'm whatever is in this window here, it says size of selected map, 4.45 gigabytes. Now, although I have a lot of space available on my phone, I'm just gonna, for the example, zoom in to like right there. And it says size of selected map, 285.3 megabytes. So I'll go and hit download. And now it's downloading. I can see that I already have the metropolitan area of Paris, I have Barcelona, and now I have Amsterdam downloading. And so the next time I'm in Amsterdam or Barcelona or Paris, I can navigate without eating away at my data plan, which I think is pretty freaking great. Next feature we have on this list is transcribing voice messages, which I have been loving so much since iOS 17 came out. It does what it says on the tin. You send a voice message in iMessage to somebody, and either after you send your message or somebody sends a message to you, you get this kind of like transcription little preview that pops up under the voice message, and you can hit show more, and then you get the whole transcription. Now, it is not perfect by any means. It's the same way that like when you get a voicemail and you get the voicemail transcription. However, it is pretty dang good. And something that I have learned recently is that if you are updated to iOS 17, your voice messages that you send do not show a transcription for somebody who is updated to iOS 17. So, for just the sake of your friends, do us all a favor and update. Next on the list is pronouns in contact cards, which I think is a fun little add. Now this is available across all the devices. Like I mentioned earlier, some of these features are cross-platform, and this is one of them. If I go into my friend Mater's contact card and I'll hit the edit button, and if we scroll down beneath the email, you'll see something that says add pronouns. So if I click on that, it gives me the option to choose a language, and then it has the 3 pronoun options. So for Mater, his pronouns are he, him, his, and you can even see underneath like the pronoun fill-in spot, it gives you the grammatical context on how that is used. So if I type in he, it now, autofills the pronouns, which I think is pretty cool, but then it changes the word that you input in the little example sentence. So in case if you're curious if that is correct, you can read it and make sure it like grammatically makes sense. Once you have the ones you want, you hit add at the top, and then there we go. If I hit done, you can now see that the pronouns will be shown right above Mater's name. And something I did just want to note is that there is a little explanation at the top that says pronouns are only used on your devices by supported Apple apps. apps. They are not shared with Apple or third-party developers. So my assumption is that sometimes you have things like Siri that will go, do you want to send so-and-so a message? It's their birthday. You'll get that little reminder. My guess is because I haven't seen this yet, but I think maybe as time moves forward and people start adding their pronouns in, that maybe, you know, hey, it's Mater's birthday. Do you want to send him a message? So that's my assumption for the future. And I did just want to note that I'm just going to do an example here that if Mater had multiple pronouns, if you add them, you can arrange pronouns in your preferred order. The first pronoun on the list will be used when referring to this person in some contexts and some apps. But if I hit done, it says he.they. So like he/they. So if you have any friends who are she, they, he, they, you can reflect that in their contact. I'm somebody who uses the contact card quite a bit because I like being able to put as much information in there as possible. I like adding birthdays. I use the notes feature a lot. I use the connected people, especially when I'm adding people that maybe I don't know as well, but the reason why I know them is because they're a significant other of somebody else, or they're the brother of somebody, and so there's like that relatives feature you can add. You can also add social profiles. Like I use my contacts a lot. And so being able to add more information like this, I think is really cool. Moving on to the next feature, and that is making your own iMessage stickers. So the way you can do that, I will use this photo as my example. I'm going to hold my finger down on me, and it's going to do that little fun outline thing. But instead of having copy to where I can paste it somewhere and it's a little bit like a PNG, there's also now add sticker. So if I hit add sticker, it does this whole little boop-de-doop, and now it's in my sticker drawer under my stickers. So if we then go into our iMessage, I'll text my friend Lightning McQueen, for instance, and I go to the little app drawer at the bottom, which is now in this plus button, and I hit stickers. The icon at the top that looks like a sticker peeling off, those are all of your stickers that you've created. You can see I have a couple of different ones. And I don't know if you can tell, but there is like a little bit of an effect. Oh, okay, I hope this is reading in the screen recording, because right now I'm like tilting my phone. And do you see the stickers at the bottom, how they have that like rainbow hollow reaction? It's because it's an effect I added. So if I choose one of the stickers from my personal sticker drawer and I hold down on it, I'll get something that says add effect. And there is outline where it adds a little white outline, comic, and it kind of is distorted. I don't really like this one. Then we have puffy, and I used to collect stickers like this. And you can even see there's a light reaction as I move my phone around, which I still can't get over. This is fun to me. And then we've got shiny, and I'm gonna tap on the sticker and send it. And then I'm gonna take a Hamburglar sticker and I'm gonna add it to that one. Ah, isn't that fun? What fun we have in iMessage. All right, this one is one that I didn't realize I wanted, and then when they announced it over the summer, I was like, this is so good. And that is multiple timers. There have been times that maybe I'm cooking something and I'm like, okay, I need a timer for the boiling on this, but then also I have something in the oven right now. Oh, the laundry's about to go off, like whatever. Maybe you just need multiple timers. And when I thought about it, I'm like, I've definitely set a timer on my iPad and then a timer on my phone before. But those days are in the past, because now we can go into the timers thing and a couple of things have been changed. First off, I have a list of recent timers, which I think is pretty dang nifty, because if you're like me, you are consistently using similar timer times. So I've got like 2 minutes, 12 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever. If for instance, I just want to hit play on that 10-minute timer, oh, we got a 10-minute timer cooking at the top. Oh, but wait, I now need a 2-minute timer? We press play on that one, ka-chow. Now what if I need a 3-minute timer? It's not in my recents. What am I gonna do, you say? Well, I'm gonna go to the plus button in the top right-hand corner. I'm gonna scroll to 3 minutes. There's even some presets down there, and I'm just now learning of that. Holy cow. And then I can even choose the sound, whatever. I'm gonna hit start. Boom! Now we have 3 timers going at the same time. And if I wanted to, I can pause one of them. And then I can go back and play it. And the thing is, it's a shame, I'm screen recording on my phone right now, and if I lock my phone screen, it will stop the screen recording, and I just really don't want to do that. But if you lock your phone screen, it shows you the timers on the lock screen. I think that is also pretty rad. Now, it's kind of, oh god, it's kind of chaotic to watch this right now, because I started them all not at the same time, so the countdown is not, like, it's going like 7, 7, 6, 7, it's like the seconds are ticking at different intervals, because I did not set them all at the same time, so that's kind of funny. But Multiple timers. Who doesn't love it? So number 6 on this list is interactive widgets are now in iOS 17. So previously when widgets were introduced with, I think, iOS 15 or iOS 14, it was kind of just a larger square that was showing you more at-a-glance information from your app. So for instance, on my home screen, I have my current location. No, I'm not currently in Disneyland Paris. I'm not putting my current location on there for good reason, but I can see the weather at a glance. And I'm just one of those people that always likes to know what time it is and what's the weather like outside. Like that's just me. Also, if I swipe over to my next screen, I have my mom's location in the top right, but I obviously have that blurred out. And then we have the Widgetsmith widget that I've created that has some time zones that are important to me. So that way I can just keep track of what time it is in places that are important to me. But now if we move over to this last screen, I have a widget for an app that I use called Water Llama, which is an app where you can track your water intake. Previously, this widget just kind of showed you how much water you would drink. The left half of the widget where like the little reindeer is filled up, you can change the icon of the animal too. It's a fun app. I recommend you download it. Now on the right hand side, there are these kind of plus buttons that you can customize. I have it set to all different amounts of water because I have like a different cup that I always drink out of, or my water bottles are a certain size or whatever. But with widgets previously, I would just tap on the widget, it would take me to the app like this, and then I would do whatever I wanted to do within it. However, now I can actually press on that plus button on the widget. Okay, it normally does a sound. And now I can press on that plus button on the widget and it affects the widget and the app. So I didn't have to open up the app in order to see that change in my water intake. I just pressed the button there and it was like I was in the app. And I like this so much because previously widgets kind of just seemed like they were taking up a lot of space. Like I saw the potential with widgets, but it was just never something that made sense for me in the way I use my device. But now I feel like being able to interact with your widgets and have it not just be kind of a window into the app makes way more sense and opens up the possibilities of what we can do with widgets and what we can do on our home screens. This is one that I want to know your opinion on. If you are currently a widget user, what kind of widgets you use, and then also do you see any like new possibilities with interactive widgets? Like the interactive element I think is really cool, but I'm also kind of like, now we have so many possibilities, I feel almost stifled. I just kind of like, where do I even begin? What should I add to my home screen? Should I be using more widgets? That's kind of where my brain is at. And the last feature on this list is swiping to reply in iMessage. So this is another one that goes across the board. So you can swipe to reply on iMessage on your Mac, or you can do it on your iPad. I'm gonna go back into my messages with my buddy Lightning McQueen, and I can see that he has said, I think swiping to reply, he needs to edit that one. And previously, if I wanted to do an inline reply to his message, I would hold that message down and then it would give me the option to reply. I can hit reply and I could say, yeah, absolutely, whatever. But that's a lot of steps. So now, instead of holding down and hitting reply and whatever, I can just swipe to the right on a message that I've received and boom, we have the inline reply thing come up. I've been using this so much because I really like inline replies. Ever since they added that, I was 100% on board. I'm a big inline reply person because sometimes you're messaging somebody or in a group chat. That's where inline replies really come in handy. But like maybe you're messaging somebody, you've talked about multiple topics. You want to be able to kind of like organize the conversation. And when you do inline reply, so I'm gonna say, I absolutely agree. I didn't mean to do all caps, that's a little aggressive. If you want to stay within this line, you can just tap on the little bubble of the message and then it pulls the whole inline, the line. How would you phrase that? It pulls the whole reply line back up into this window here. But just being able to like select a message and swipe right on it and boom, we have an inline reply, like seamless. Such a great feature. Don't know why we didn't have it sooner. What's not to love? Hi y'all, future Annelies jumping in because I have learned about a new feature that's in iOS 17 that I found about in the most random way in a conversation. And so far, everybody who I've talked to, aside from the person who told me, which is Keaton, thanks Keaton, nobody else knows about this. And this is a game changer. And this, I would say, takes the #1 spot away from offline maps. And what is that feature, you ask? Being able to speed up voice messages in iMessage. I think I'm more mad than anything that it's been out for months and I didn't know about it, because the way that they announced it, they didn't announce it in any video or in the event or even on the iOS 17 preview splash page. You know where it's at? It's in a PDF that tells you all the little features under the messages section in like less than like 15 words. it tells about the biggest feature of all time, and that is that you can now speed up voice messages in iMessage. So let me show you how it works. I'm just gonna use it on the voice message that I sent. The way you do it, it's just so easy, and I'm just like, why did y'all not say anything before this? Like, ah! So what you do is you go to the play button and you hold it down. And that's literally it. That's it. So the speed ranges that you can play at are 1x, 1.25, 1.5, and 2x speed. This is my number one. This is my number one for sure, because I don't know if you're a voice messages girly like me and you have friends who are also voice message. You know, we send through voice messages, and sometimes maybe somebody accidentally sends a podcast. I want to hear everything you have to say, but this 15-minute long voice message, we go on tangents. There's ums and uhs and whatever that you just wish you could just whew. And that is something that I've always said that WhatsApp has over iMessage, is the fact that you can do different speeds, and now you can. So whenever you want to listen to a voice message, just hold down on that play button, and then you can do play at 2x. It's not gonna play because I'm screen recording, but I've used this now, and it's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer. And with that surprise 8th feature that is actually the last on my list of reasons to convince you to update to iOS 17, and I hope this video did exactly that. And when you do decide to upgrade to any software update, this goes across all your devices, by the way, please, 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 just in case, make sure to back up before you update any software, because you never know what could potentially happen through that process, and I would hate to hear that any of y'all have lost data because of a issue with updating. So that is just a rule of thumb. Whenever you update, make sure you're backed up. I think it's pretty obvious of what my favorite feature is, but I would love to know what your favorite features from iOS 17 are, whether they're mentioned in this video or not, especially if I did not mention it in this video, because I would love to know if there are things that I'm missing, because like I said, I filmed a whole video about my favorite features of iOS 17. I really scoured the website, and apparently not that well, because I still missed like the whole fast forwarding on iMessage audio messages. But like I said, I might have missed something. So let me know what your favorite iOS 17 feature is down below. And before I go, I just wanted to take a brief moment to thank all of my Patreon supporters. The people you're seeing on screen now, these lovely, amazing patrons, are some of my top tier patrons. And if you want to be like them and have your name tattooed on the end of all my videos, you can go to patreon.com/Annelies and become a patron. I say this in every video. Thank you so much to all my patrons of past, present, and future, but I seriously mean it, because y'all's support on my channel not only helps my channel run, but it means so very much to me. So if you've ever been a patron, you're considering becoming a patron, or you're any one of my amazing current patrons, thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. All right, well, that is it for me. Stay beautiful, have a marvelous day, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!